Now on to this one. The Congress of South African Trade Unions will today hold a rally at the Dobsonville Stadium in commemoration of its 40th anniversary. These celebrations come at a time when Cosatu has been losing its influence within the organised labour sector. It's been accused of being indifferent and utterly tone-deaf to the plight of workers and unemployed South Africans, owing to its alliance with the ANC. Now, Newzroom Afrika's reporter Juniour Khumalo joins us live now from Dobsonville. Juniour, quite a lot to unpack with that story. What can we expect this morning?
Indeed, Linda, quite a lot when it comes to Cosatu. A milestone actually being achieved today by the Congress of Trade Unions because they are turning 40 years old. Their formation basically came at a time when Cosatu and just South Africa was experiencing a lot of upheaval in 1985. This was during a time where there was a state emergency in South Africa implemented by the then President P.W. Botha, basically trying to quell any uprising by political parties as well as trade union federations that were in existence at the time. Most of the political parties, including parties such as your ANC, had been banned by then. So the formation of Cosatu came at a very crucial time when black workers were being abused by that particular government. So Cosatu then coming up at that time meant a lot for black South Africans. But today they are celebrating this at the Dobsonville Stadium. As you can see behind me, quite a number of people have already started making their way there, and the gates have been opened about since 7:30. We do expect the official program to start at about 9 o'clock. But leading up to these 40th anniversary celebrations, we had the opportunity of speaking to quite a number of former Cosatu leaders as well as existing Cosatu leaders, and they had a lot to say, especially about the formation of Cosatu and just some of the challenges, especially during that time of apartheid. We did hear from the former General Secretary of Cosatu, Zwelinzima Vavi, speaking about how crucial Cosatu was in that formative years of Cosatu, especially in 1985, where the Federation of Trade Unions basically came together. Let's take a listen to what Vavi had to say about some of the challenges and the persecution some of the leaders of Cosatu actually faced at that time.
That federation paid so dearly together with the UDF in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. We remember all of the lives of the heroes and heroines. We'll remember Jabulile Ndlovu, the shop steward of NUMSA killed after returning from a NUMSA Congress in 1987. We remember Sem Nduli, of NUMSA killed at home by a sniper in Thokoza. We remember Sem Dambane, an activist of the NUM, killed outside the police station. I think it was Jabulani.
The Cosatu leaders there basically at the time of the formation of the Congress of Federation of Unions basically facing a lot of persecution according to the former Secretary General Zwelinzima Vavi. Of course, they were challenging quite a lot of harsh labor laws implemented at the time, especially trying to subjugate black South Africans so that they could not hold positions of power, but also the pass laws that were there in place, and also the prisoners, the black prisoners that had been arrested at the time. So Cosatu being a powerful voice at that time, but also leading up to the turn of democracy, Cosatu continuing to play a pivotal role, especially when it came to those formative years and the creation of labor laws at the time, the formation of the NEDLEC, where workers as well as government came together to negotiate some of the legislation that South Africa enjoys and sees at the time. But since then, the relationship between Cosatu as well as the ANC, its alliance partner, has come to the fore, with some accusing Cosatu of basically forgetting about workers and leaning towards the ANC, as well as not pointing out some of the wrongs that have been committed by the ANC, especially when it comes to the alleged corruption that we've seen playing out, whether at the Zondo Commission and now at the Madlanga Commission, also some of the accusations that are being faced by some of those ANC leaders. But we spoke to Zwelinzima Vavi again about this, and he spoke about why some of those affiliates from Cosatu had decided to break away from Cosatu, especially when it comes to this relationship with the ANC. Let's take a listen to what Vavi had to say about this.
That the power Cosatu enjoyed at the bargaining level, the fact that it became the fastest growing trade union, scoring a victory after a victory through its very powerful unions at the time, began to be the biggest challenge of Cosatu itself.
So today, as Cosatu basically celebrates the 40 years in existence, they are going to be looking back at the achievements that have been made, but also the struggles that workers still face in South Africa, the country basically having one of the highest unemployment rates, especially when it comes to young people. So they are going to be trying to fill this 24,000-seater Dobsonville Stadium to try and speak to some of those challenges, especially faced by the workers as well as unemployed South Africans. But also we had the opportunity of speaking to the first deputy president of Cosatu, who also highlighted and conceded that there has been quite a lot of challenges, especially when it comes to the calls by Cosatu to reconfigure the alliance, because they said when it was formed and when that alliance basically came into place in 1994 or before that, when they were working with the ANC before, when it was during apartheid, they had basically the same enemy. Now that one of its partners, the ANC, is the one that's in government, there is a need to basically relook this configuration of the alliance. But 22 years into that call by the SACP as well as Cosatu to reconfigure that alliance, the ANC seems to have been dragging its feet. But despite the ANC dragging its feet, the Cosatu is saying that there still needs to be some unity within, especially the ANC, given the electoral outcomes that happened last year. Let's take a listen to what Mr. Shingange had to say about this.
The tensions within the ANC itself, we will be very reluctant to comment on what, from where we stand. It sounds and looks like some few rumors, because the ANC itself is denying that. The top leadership of the ANC says there's no such. But of course, we know that there's no smoke without fire. All we can say is that it is in the nature of the political parties, not just the ANC, to always plot against one another. There will be nothing surprising there if there will be people that are plotting to remove President Cyril Ramaphosa, although we don't think that it has got any hope in hell to succeed. And by the way, it will not be in the interest of the very same ANC to disrupt themselves now when it is facing a very critical moment of their life, which I will call the existential kind of a crisis.
Mr. Shingange's utterance is basically coming at a time where there has been reports that the ANC is a bit divided, and there are these rumors that former President Cyril Ramaphosa might actually be pushed out without finishing his second term, but also comes at a time when the SACP, one of those alliance partners, is also indicating that it wants to contest next year's local government elections independently, something that that Cosatu basically sees as basically posing a threat to the alliance partners, but also the electoral outcomes next year, given the landslide, the defeat that the ANC actually faced, dropping below 40% during last year's election. So today we do expect that the ANC, SACP, as well as Cosatu are going to try and show a united front as the Congress of Trade Unions basically celebrate this 40-year mark, Linda.
Juniour Khumalo out in Soweto, Dobsonville to be exact, where Cosatu will mark its 40th anniversary. And of course, he'll be keeping us updated throughout the day.